if you redefine engagement and you almost double click an engagement and you distinguish two things from it, and you separate commitment to make a difference, your commitment, versus, you distinguish that from attachment. Attachment is, am I depending on this organization for my life? And a lot of the engagement surveys are designed to measure attachment, not commitment. So yes, do you understand the vision?
Yeah.
That is like, okay, if you don't understand the vision, I'm going to tell someone off because your boss should be accountable for teaching it. The question is not whether you understand it, is does it light you up? Does it excite you? Does the vision, it's not whether it's clear or not, because you can study by heart something. It's like poetry. You can study a poem by heart, but that doesn't make you passionate. Does this poem drive you crazy? And does it make you want to do things that otherwise you wouldn't be doing?
Yeah.
So in engagement, it's the same thing. It's like a marriage. Are you ticking all the boxes? Are you sticking together? Yes, because we're attached, because there's a legal agreement and we're doing all the right thing. Or are you in love? And of course you can have that. You can be attached, but when people talk about love, they talk about commitment, not attachment.
Yeah.
And I think the same thing is happening in organizations. Unfortunately, the metrics, which is very easy to hang on to because it's a number, they are now unquestionably implemented once a year, and then everybody spends hours and hours and hours talking about it, coming up with plans.
Yeah.
If we show up as poor in communication on the vision or whatever, then, oh gosh, we're going to start to meet a bit more often and communicate. Okay, good point.
Yeah.
But it's almost correcting behaviors rather than addressing the cause of this. So, the best way to understand a culture is not to run a survey, is to spend a week going undercover into the culture, living there, hearing the conversations by the water cooler, and understanding not what people say and how do people answer a survey question, but actually going one step beyond, which is, why do they say what they say? And what are the things that they wouldn't say in a survey?
Yeah.
Why do they do what they do? And those things people they cannot express with words, and they wouldn't do it in a survey. So that's why you get high engagement, but it's not real engagement.
And nothing changing. Yeah. Just, there's a couple of things on that. Somebody famous somewhere apparently said that good strategies often fail not because of the strategy itself, but because people simply didn't know what to do with it. And that's something that we see and believe passionately about, is you need to get on, hands-on, like physically, take a strategy that's been devised and I'm sure is brilliant, but actually then in your day-to-day, you need to consider, well, how can I contribute? What's my part in that? And the companies that we see that do a vision day or a purpose day, they're the ones that really help the frontline people connect with the strategy, with the vision, mission, purpose. Suddenly it makes sense. And you can understand why you might spend your time working on spreadsheets, or how important it is that a certain delivery goes out, But unless you give people the opportunity to figure it out for themselves, if they're always just being broadcast at and told, there is no emotive connection. And that's what the live bit. So for 2020, for me, we've got to see more of those, purpose days, I would say, from organizations. What about you?
What I hope for 2020 is a lot more of those CEOs who are realizing that they're getting a bit tired. This is the change fatigue kicking in, and they're realizing, gosh, I'm not going to go through the motions once again, and I'm just just having, the roadshow where I just go tell people what my strategy is without, it's not really a strategy, what my announcement is, but actually more committed to going much deeper into this, having more courage to engage in this sort of conversations, to say, listen, there are ways of changing cultures very quickly. It doesn't have to take years. In fact, it takes about 3 months to change a culture. But you need a lot of courage. You need, once that you look at a moment of truth, and it happens to me a lot when I say, listen, this event that you're doing doesn't connect with your purpose, or this process, this extra signature that you're requesting in your process doesn't really align with what you've been talking about in terms of the speed at which you want to react to your customers. Last week I was in a big event, and this was in financial services, and everybody, all the top team, was in absolute agreement on we must focus on customers. It is the essential, adding value, making their lives better through what we produce. Absolutely great stuff, right? When they had their breakouts and they started working on the detail, they immediately reverted. At that moment, even during the event, they reverted to, but hold on, we can't do that because our system doesn't do that. I don't know, the IT guys don't really work together as a partner, so we might want to just outsource it. So they were fearful to challenge themselves as an organization, and that vision of purpose was easily kind of diluting, even in front of our own eyes. And I was challenging this. Actually, I did challenge the CEO at that point, to saying, "It's happening now. What chances have you got for next week?" So, so I want more of those engaging on. This is not a one-off. This is something that you need to build as part of how you structure your year. It has to involve everyone in the organization, absolutely everyone, and it has to get into not just the communication event, which is essential, but also has to go deeper into what you can't see in a communication event. Working on that immediate translation into every moment of truth, even at the point where it hurts a bit, to say, gosh, I'm going to have to stop doing this. I'm going to start doing something else, but not theoretically, but actually in reality. I see that, but I'm an optimist. I think that so many people are having that sense of deja vu. That we're going to have a lot of this happening. Lots of good quality projects going on. Lots of companies really, really wanting to change this.
Bring them on. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, everything you just said about the courage bit is, again, rings so true.
And it is beautiful when you can see culture-driven organizations, because you get, they make more money. They have better time. They waste less time, and you get that very creative passion. A lot of organizations nowadays don't need to be told to collaborate or to innovate. A lot of people are, on the contrary, it's like, oh, slow down, because we are, we still need to deliver on what we said we're going to do. And I wish for that happening a lot more.